What's up, guys? Matthew here, your favorite black guy, and today I'm bringing a video. Today I'm bringing you a Wi-Fi battle today. It's against Daniel, Gearhart. Go subscribe to him. He just got a capture card. I still don't have one, but my quality is looking better than ever. So he just started out his channel recently. He had it since, but he wanted the grand opening, so that's a thing. I got to battle him. This is a really great battle. I basically was looking for battles because I made a new team. This team is really great. I think it really fits my play style, really. Like, kind of offensive, but then my walls are also kind of offensive, except clay doll. So, I just wanted to actually try out a Claw Itzer. I've always been trying to, I always wanted to try one, but I was too lazy to breed, but I finally bred one. EV trained it, and now it's all good to go. Let's go. He's bringing a powerful team, a pretty scary UU and under. I asked for a mixed tier, 1 OU. He brought 1 OU, so let's get into this. The megas are revealed. That's a really great thing. Gaily and Glalie. I don't think I'm saying that. And Steelix are confirmed. I'm going to be using Glalie. That I said it right then. So right now, I go on to my, I have my watching you. This is my special defensive wall. Eats up the shadow ball, but not really. Gets minus half. That's over half, and it's not even stab. Probably choice specs from the looks of it. Can't be choice scarf from that. And there's a reason why it's not going to be choice scarf either. You're going to see later. And I like the name Watching You just because it has so many eyes, so you can't say anything. I go for the Earth Power, probably a predictable move. He could eat up either a Psychic or Earth Power, so yeah, either way, but the extra damage would have been nice. I go on into my Nidoking here, just because Nidoking is the killer of this. He goes for a Roost, I don't know why. And I'm so paranoid about that Aggron the whole match. So he goes on into his, Scrafty. It gets the Intimidate, so that probably means it's defensive. I go for the Earthquake just in case that Aggron wanted to come in. Poison Jab would have done a butt ton more just because Sheer Force Life Orb. I really love Physical Nidoking. Nobody uses it, and that's why I'm using it. I go for a Poison Jab, and it does more damage than I expected because this is defensive. He goes for a Knockoff. He knocks off my Life Orb, and the light screen goes out, so a bunch of things are happening at one turn. Knockoff, Sheer Force. I'm still Sheer Force, so I won't be able to get poisons. He goes for the Ice Punch, and my Cobalion, it is, it does have OP Goatee, as the name suggests, and it's also my wall. Eats up that, Ice Punch real nicely. He stays in. I know I can take any hit. I'm looking pretty good. I have Swords Dance on this thing just because it can't. I just want this wall to be. Most walls are usually they're not usually offensive, but mine has Stealth Rocks, Swords Dance, then Sacred Sword and Iron Head. Really great core, if I do say so myself. And plus other pokes resist some of my cores. Some of my cores weaknesses. I go for Sacred Sword. Just to play it safe. I didn't want anything coming in for free. His Nidoking comes in. I was expecting him to overpredict and think I was going to go on to my Clay Doll, but instead he makes a good, safe play. I would say, whoa. Can't be seeing that. That's okay. Okay, so he goes for the Protect. I'm wondering why. Why does he carry Protect on this thing? For another reason. I don't really see Protect Nidoking. Nobody does, unless it's a double set. Okay, now, that's perfect. I go for the Tri-Attack. That's able to kill it. Lickety-split. This is a Choice Scarf. Adaptability, Modest. Can't do anything. So this is the part where I was scared. I stayed in, just because I think he thinks he can outspeed. I go for the Tri-Attack, and that's able to knock this thing out. Jolteon, nothing. That's nothing compared to this Porygon Z. If this was Specs, that would be overkill. He goes on into his especially defensive Togekiss, probably. I just go for a Tri-Attack. I was hoping for one of the status moves. Maybe a Freeze would have been good, or a Paralyze, just because this thing likes to paralyze others. So that would be Karma, or just, yeah, Karma. that it'll taste its own medicine. Now it's going for probably the flinch hacks thing. I really hate that. But he's using it, and it's one of the OU poke. That's the one OU poke I told him to use. I said OU, and I'm not using OU. I'm just using a BL just because I don't want anybody to think that if I'm doing a UU match, I should bring a BL. That's not fair. So you might as well bring what do you call it? OU poke in general, and BL, OU. It's the same thing. It's just that you can't use BL and UU, just like you can't use OU and UU. So I go for an Earthquake. I don't have my Life Orb, so that didn't kill. I live at 1 HP just because this thing was defensive. I go for the Ice Punch just in case that Togekiss wanted to come out. So probably the death of me was probably over predicting, but I don't really care. He goes on into his Cloyster, and this is the part where I get scared the most. He goes for a Shell Smash. Wow, I was about to say Smash or whatever. I don't know. He goes for a Shell Smash right in my Nidoking's face. I was going for the Sucker Punch in case he wanted to just go for Icicle Spear, but there's no real reason to do that. There's no reason for him not to go for Ice Shard. So now I'm sitting here. I'm like, oh, so I have nothing for this thing. So I go on to my Cloyster, which this team is based around, and he misses the Rock Blast. I was praying that he missed that. That was a crucial miss. I was able to go for Aura Sphere and bop this thing. I'm really excited just because of Omega Ruby, and I got to record, which is pretty good. He's going out into his Togekiss again, paralyzing me. The death of me this match, probably, because he paralyzed two crucial Pokemon, but Cloyster at that time, Cloyster can pretty much take Aggron, but other than that, I don't see what it can take on. He goes for a Roost, so he's just trying to wait for me to get parried. I do finally get paralyzed before he can start going for Air Slashes. I would say this is kind of a cheap tactic. I don't really support this tactic, but Cloyster breaks through. I get the confusion. Everything is looking great for me. Well, not really. I'm paralyzed. I was hoping he hit himself in confusion. So I'm pretty much hoping most of the time because his team outclassed mine, honestly. Because I have a bunch of RU things. I go for another Water Pulse. I break through the Paraflinch, hoping he can just hit himself once and I don't get parried. He goes for the Roost. That really sucks. This is a really cheap tactic, guys. I don't support this tactic. Daniel, if you're watching this, please don't use this against people. This is mean. This is evil. I just don't support this. And I'm Assault Vest and I live at 10 HP. That sucks for me. He's almost at full health. He doesn't even need leftovers. I think he's probably Razor Claw or whatever that is, that boosts flinch hacks. I go into my specially defensive Claydol, watching you. Still doesn't take it as well as I thought it would. Goes for another. He gets the flinch the first time. Goes for another one. I get the Light Screen up, so that's pretty good for me. My tactic here was to get the Light Screen up just so my other pokes can take a few attacks from this thing, because this thing probably isn't invested in special attack. It's just probably just a wall and waits for you to die. I go out into my Shady Bird here. Mo apparently thinks I copied his name, but it's just because Shady Penguin's old hairstyle used to look like this. I know nothing really gets in a free switch. Aggron's 30 would be broken even if it comes in. So I'm glad I went for that Bravert. I didn't overpredict and go for the close combat. That would have been really bad. Now he's left with his Aggron, and this is where things start to go bad for me. Okay, so I go on to my Claydol here, just because it's my only wall standing. If I still had my Cobalion, I was just hoping he overpredicted. I predicted too much. That's kind of bad. Overpredicting is really the death of most people in matches, because you do pretty good in all your matches, and then all of a sudden you start to overpredict, and then everything just starts to go bad. I go for Earth Power here, and it does actually a nice chunk of damage for being uninvested. So imagine I was invested. He goes for the Heavy Slam. I'm not sure if this thing has a chance to miss Heavy Slam, but if it did, I was hoping he missed one of them at least on some of my pokes. The light screen wears off, that doesn't matter. And this is what happens. I go onto my Google Chrome. I was going for the Dark Pulse, and I get paralyzed. So now he makes a comeback with a stupid Aggron, just because his Togekiss had to flinch. Not flinch, paralyze most of my pokes. I go onto my Staraptor, go for the close combat. It's not even near close to taking it out. I calced it, and for some reason it said it does 50 to Impish, max HP, filter. It did 50 to something HP, but my damage calculator is probably broken. He was able to just set up and just kill me off. If Claydol was invested, that would have been so much better. It would have done a lot more damage. It probably would have been close to Okoing, just because this thing doesn't have the best special attack. And if I got that chip damage on the Dark Pulse, probably it might have killed. It might have killed. He showed me after the match it would have done 60% roughly. And even if it didn't kill, I can come out with my Staraptor and just finish off with close combat. But no, I had to get PZ, really, so close. Your returning match, you had to get paralyzed. Next match for sure, PZ is probably going to be on a rampage. I'll see you all later. Thank you for watching. The like goal is 10 likes. Let's see if we can hit it. If you do, I do have a lot of battles. So guys, if you keep on telling me, I do have a lot of battles. Yes, most of them are really long. This was 11 minutes already. So most of my battles are pretty long. I don't have enough. Well, I have time, maybe, but I'll try to get around to uploading them. So I'll see you all later, and peace out.